Alright guys, so today's the day. I'm going to start on the 86 rescue truck. Still waiting on the transmission on the S10, so really don't have much going on, so thought we'd get around here and see what we can get done, get it to where we can move it anyways and show you what we have. So let's take a look. So just a quick recap on the truck. It is an 86 model, half ton, has a 305 with what I believe to be a 200 R4 transmission. It could be a 700, but from the looks of the pan, I'm pretty sure it's a 200. We'll know more about that when we actually get into it. The transmission cooler lines were bad on this. Steel lines, and they was just in bad shape, leaking at both ends. So I did buy a transmission cooler line kit for it, and I've changed those out. You can see down there with A and N, or AN fittings on it. Got a 6 AN line on it going back to the transmission. So we have that problem solved. I put a radiator in it. I'm missing one of these brackets for the other side. I still have to find. I got some of the vacuum lines leaks straightened out. Most of it is just vacuum lines pulled off and not capped and what have you. And I capped all I could find to get it to running better. And it actually ran pretty good the other day when I started it again. The battery is still bad. Still got to get a battery for it and get it put in. But I think maybe that issue, the running issue, will be just a matter of changing the intake and probably changing the carburetor on it also, putting a new carb on it, and a set of plug wires and some plugs, just a general tune up. The distributor does have some wear in it from what I can tell, so probably change that also. But that's what I'm going to concentrate on, that and getting the bed off the truck. I am going to make a short bed out of this truck, and I am going to cut the long bed down. So that's my plan. So what I want to do is, of course, get it running, get it in the shop, get the bed off the truck. I'm going to bring it back outside and just store the bed until I get ready to put it back on, get it cut down. I have a frame shortening kit that I've had for a while. It's just a plate with some templates. I'll show you how that works. This will be the second truck I've cut the frame or made a short bed out of, so it's nothing too new to me. However, this will be the first time I've ever shortened a bed, an 8-foot bed, down to a 6, but I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. Inside of the bed is good. There's no rot through or rust through or anything in the floor. That's one reason I wanted to try to just cut this bed down and use it. So the cab has several places on it, as you've probably seen in the previous videos, that I'm going to have to address and try to get straightened out. The other plan I have for it is, of course, put some drop spindles and lowering blocks in the back, and do a flip on the rear end, and probably C-notch it while we're there, because without a C-notch on these, they tend to want to bottom out. So probably do that too. That's the main plan for the truck. The 305, if it runs okay, I'm just going to let it be for a while and go ahead and run it like that, get the truck finished, and then see what I choose to do there. I'm probably not going to LS swap it. I'm not much of an LS swap guy. However, I know a lot of people do them and they have good success with them. Nothing wrong with an LS engine. I'm just not that guy that wants to do the LS swap on it. So, but that's where I'm at. So in this video, we're going to try to at least get it in and get the bed off, and show you the shortening kit on the frame and what we have there for that, how it works, or how I think it works. I haven't used one. The last one we just Z-cut and plated, put a fish plate behind and welded back. This one I'm going to go ahead and use the kit because I already have it. So I've already got a short drive shaft for this truck also, so should be a pretty quick cut down. Hook the brake line back up, shorten it up, change the drive shaft, and I should be able to have the truck working, drive it back out of the shop in just a couple of days, hopefully. That's the plan. And then the next thing would be the body work on the cab. rockers. I changed the driver's door already. I've got a hood for it, so I'm not going to mess with that hood. And got to put rockers on both sides, inner rockers and cab corners, and get that part done. And then we'll move on to getting the bed cut down and fixing it. So stay tuned, should be pretty exciting. If you ever want to see a C10 shortened, there's a lot of videos out there. I don't know whether there's any current ones or not with this kit that I actually have, but see how it works, see how it fits up, and see if we can put some lipstick on this pig and make it look a little better. All right, after a long day's adventure, I finally got the bed off of it. Had to cut a few of the bolts off. It was bad shape, but got the bed off, and had to pull the gas tank next and cut the exhaust, take out the drive shaft, and then we'll be ready to get the shortening kit out. And I'm probably going to pull this frame outside and pressure wash it off, get all the mud off of it. And there's some rust scale I'll probably wire brush off too, and try to get it cleaned up the best I can. Back of the cab's not too bad, looks pretty decent, so not any major rot anywhere on it, so that's a good thing. I'll show you what the shortening kit looks like here in just a second. I'll get it out. All right, here's the kit. It comes with these templates, and you can see it tells you where to cut on each of them, even where to drill the holes. And then here's the strengthening plate that goes back in the frame after you get the frame notched and cut. And it also comes with a brake line, which you got to change obviously because you got a long wheelbase to a short wheelbase, and a new emergency brake cable, and a big bag full of bolts. So it's late in the day today. I'm not going to start on it today, but tomorrow I'm going to start dropping the fuel tank. And the first thing I'll do is take it outside, pressure wash it off, get all the scale and stuff I can get off of it in the dirt, and then drop the fuel tank. And then we'll take the drive shaft out, cut the exhaust off, and get it up on some jack stands and start measuring out to cut the frame. So stay tuned. We'll be back in the morning. All right, I'm going to see if I can't pressure wash about almost 40 years of dirt and mud and road debris off of this frame and get it ready to where we can cut it, make it a short bed. All right, let's take a look at it here. Frame's not too bad at all until you get right here. In here, it's pretty pitted up here. Not compromised, but pretty rusty here. But the beauty part about that is that's where the cut's going to be. So we're going to take most of that bad area out anyway. So that'll help a lot. So I'm going to let it dry off here just a little before I back it back in the garage, and then the next thing will be pull the drive shaft, drop the gas tank, and cut those exhaust off and get the frame marked up, ready to cut. All right, here's this morning's progress. Bed off, drive shaft out, exhaust off. Everything's loose, and we got the template bolted up there. You can see the lines where you're supposed to cut, which is here and here. So that's what I'm getting ready to do now, is I'm going to cut this, and then we'll see how it fits together. All right, so we got them both sides cut in two. We're gonna slide it together and put the plate in and see what happens. There's a picture of the plate bolted in before we bolt it to the other side of the frame. You see the 6 bolts that holds the plate in. There's the back side of the other plate. All right, so we got it put on there and bolted in, and the spacers. Now we're trying to determine whether we need to weld it or not. So we're going to look at that a little bit and see what we want to do. Yeah. All right, here's the back section that we got to cut off. We just marked it with the template they had, and I'm getting ready to just saw it off on the back. All right, that's a wrap on this week's video. We did it in about 6 hours from the time I started till we finished up here and got it welded in. That's total time, which is not bad considering what all I had to do there. So, but it is now short wheelbase frame, and so the next we'll put the drive shaft back in and start trimming on the bed, try to get it to fit. So stay tuned for that. That'll be the first time I've ever actually cut the bed down on one. I done a frame swap on, or a frame cut on one before, but I've never done the bed swap, so, or the bed cut. So we'll do that and try to make it, use the original 8-foot bed and get this done. So, but thanks for watching, and next week we'll get back after it, try to get this thing up and ready for body work. Still got quite a bit to do yet. Still got to put the rockers in it and the cab corner on this side. One thing I haven't got done yet, I haven't got the back of the frame cut. I got started on it and got sidetracked, but got to cut it there. We did move this cross member brace up from these holes up to here, which is what you do on the short wheelbase. So we got that part done. So I'm going to finish descaling the rest of the frame and get some paint on it. I did go ahead and paint on the inside of where everything was put together at and welded, so that part done. So, but we're making progress. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.